Thank you. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it's always a privilege to be with you. Honorable governors, deputy governors, the Minister of Power, Minister of Budget and Planning, it's a distinct honor to address this for 20 megawatts of new, both in digital capacity, making it cleaner, more inclusive, natural. And Nigeria is rich in both leadership scale, the capacity to innovate, defines, has even conditioned the award of Nobel Prize in Economic Science this year, where the capacity of a country of economic growth, intergenerational change, research and innovation. Digital monitoring expertise could not be more timely. Collaboration between policymakers to supporting research that you all know very well. In closing, allow me to express sincere appreciation to those who made today's event possible by congratulating the Managing Director of the Rural Electrification Agency and his dedicated team. And also gratitude also goes to NASENI, the United Nations Development Program, the Get Invest team, and the Nigerian Solar Marketplace. Thank you very much for the privilege to contribute to this dialogue and for the commitment of all who make this shared vision.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Umar Namsi, Dr. Emmanuel Akli, Governor. I invite Chirumuta.
Your Excellency, Protocol. Good morning. I wish to begin by extending warm greetings from our resident representative, Madam, is unable to join us physically as she participates in the regional meeting for UNDP resident representatives in Nairobi. She remains deeply committed to the purpose that unites us. Our deliberate choices to secure energy is recasting global, a defining opportunity to reimagine how energy can power economic transformation, create jobs, and drive shared prosperity for all Nigerians. As we gather for the Nigeria Renewable Energy Innovation Forum, allow me to frame UNDP's reflections around three energy production. Africa, countries are placing bold structural transformation. In the Lobit, we too have our own treasures. Lithium in Nasarawa, nickel. From this forum, let's be clear. Nigeria, a processor, investments and partnerships, jobs and secure livelihoods. Excellency, this is why UNDP is proud to partner with the Rural Electrification Agency to co-create this forum. Together with NASENI, we are bringing academia into action. That is why, together with REA, let us commit that every solar panel and battery installed in Nigeria will carry a piece of Nigeria value in its design and its material. For us is simple. Will Nigeria buy it or will Nigeria build it? At UNDP, we certainly believe Nigeria can and must start building it.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, one who is special, one of Deputy Secretary Nigeria,
indulgence to recognize and greet respect Your Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa and the Governor of Jigawa, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Nasarawa State, Your Excellency, Education Agency, the member of the diplomatic mission, the Captain of Industry, Global Champion Moment of Africa, charging the 2024 global was in global transition. There are no embargo on wind, and blessed with mind ready to innovate while moving our ambition for capacity today, but this then turns light into lively to work beside the Nigeria government nation. But beyond the conversation,
brilliant task. And he's mentioned just about every day by the Honorable Minister.
Possible. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our leader, our mentor, Senator Kashim Shettima, banking to politics to governance. This is the state governors present. Thank you so much. Minister for Bagudu, Abba Ali, other CEOs of agencies, distinguished dignitaries, I welcome you all to this summit. It is a privilege to welcome you all to the inaugural Nigeria Renewable for our nation's past and invest Africa's renewable energy. It embodies a bold commitment to national pride, industrial competence, and long-term economic sustainability. In the past, solar panels to battery energy. Thank you. A vision that aligns squarely with the renewed hope agenda of our dear President Bola Ahmed. Industrial self-reliance is significant because it highlights nearly this commitment of the Rural Electrification Agency, our sector landscape. Power sector legislation, policy reforms, and capacity development, Service delivery across the lanes, a major milestone. Provide the act and empowers private participation across the value chain. This is decentralization and liberalization, which is really working wonders in the power sector now. After breaking the jinx of over-centralization of the power sector in the last 60 years, which has not worked for us. For a population of over 200 million people, 36 states plus FCT, 774 local governments, and almost 10,000 wards, centralization will never work. This represents a clear shift towards a liberalized and investment-friendly electricity market. Since its passage, 15 states have received regulatory autonomy to establish subnational electricity markets, with one fully operationalized. I think that is Enugu State. We are working actively with these states to ensure strong alignment between the wholesale market and the retail market, resolving power sector issues and achieving universal government to local governments. By the Federal Executive Council in February 2025, team policies and provide a coherent roadmap, lack of a comprehensive electricity policy framework. This marks the first comprehensive sector, thank you. This marks the first comprehensive sector-wide policy framework in nearly 2 decades. And we deeply appreciate our 70% to 1.7 trillion expected to exceed 2 trillion in 2025, given the trajectory of quarterly. Generating company and gas supply debts. Alongside it is a targeted subsidy framework is being developed to protect the vulnerable households and ensure a sustainable path towards full commercialization and viable industry. In the area of infrastructure development, the federal government has introduced targeted national programs aimed at accelerating the viability of the Presidential Power Initiative. We enhanced transmission capacity, grid stability, and overall system reliability with over 700 megawatts of additional transmission capacity already achieved. Under the Presidential Power Initiative, Phase 1 container, 1,000 megawatts operational capacity to the national grid. We can see that just in this year, it is not coincidental. It is not accidental. It's actually through the additional work being carried out under the Siemens project, where we have finalized the pilot phase of this project, and we have already entered the phase 1 of this project. If this is, I can assure you that met in power generation. A round of applause. It took the country in 1984 to 4,000 in 2023. if within 2 years we're able to add 1,100 average generation capacity increase, I think it's worthy of applause. The Energy System Operator, NISO, and the Transmission Service Provider, which manages the operation of Nigeria's electricity grid and coordinates the electricity market, which owns, maintains, and expands the physical transmission infrastructure. This marks a long-awaited and critical structural reform in the power sector. This was attempted years back. It wasn't successful, but I'm glad to inform you that now that we have two separate companies carrying out the transmission activities of the midstream of the Nigerian power sector, that's the TSP and the NISO. Sector viability. We are customers just from the Federal Account Allocation Committee, 2 million annually over the next 5 years under the PMI. This will automatically eliminate STREP program, positioning efficient and effective funding, and develop underserved and unserved communities, educational institutions, healthcare facilities, and government institutions. In the past 2 years, over $2 billion has been mobilized through key facilities, including the $750 million World Bank DRS program for off-grid and mini-grid expansion. DRS program is the distributed access through renewable energy scale-up program of the World Bank. And there's also a $190 million JICA, that's the Japanese International Corporation, approved renewable energy mini-grid market in Africa. And this has been actually recognized by all the players in the industry. In fact, a lot of them are coming here to study how we're doing, and we believe that a lot is still ahead of us to be achieved. And collectively, we believe these interventions are accelerating renewable energy deployment and expanding reliable, affordable power across the country. Finally, on local content and capacity development, the ministry recently commissioned new training equipment, simulation infrastructure, and 2 workshop blocks with 104-room hostel accommodation at the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAP, with our development partners, including the EU and the German and the Dutch embassies. As we commence today's forum, let me re-emphasize to our investors, to our financiers, original equipment manufacturers, and innovators that Nigeria remains open and ready for business. Our market fundamentals are strong, our policy environment is clear, and our leadership is committed to creating the enabling conditions for long-term investment and innovation. Before I round up, the good news for Nigeria today is that we have finally demystified the age-long problem. What we do now is execution El Dorado. With time and all stakeholders, us again, as we engage in it intentionally. And
Honorable Minister, and it's only a short time away. Thank you all with us here. Let's appreciate it. Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, he has been a lawmaker, and he has and is and continues to have all the challenges at the tips of His Excellency.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, MFR. Member representing Southern Ijo Federal Kolokuma of Okuma Federal Constituency. Very popular Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adekola Adelabo. Benkele Messi. Obviously, you are extremely popular. Signify the rapport between you and Malik Pal. The Amatic co-partners. Renewable energy is the escape route from the historical shortcomings that define our energy story. The ambition of our projections, but by our affordability and sustainability. We welcome you all to this gathering, this collective search for the end of a problem our nation has grappled with for far too long. 2025, the pace of its kind was an established Nigeria as a hub for renewable energy transition presents an investment opportunity of over 410 billion US dollars between now and 2060. Of this, more than $23 billion is required to expand energy access and connect the millions of Nigerians who still live in energy poverty. But beyond access lies our grander ambition, which is to deliver a power system capable of 277 gigawatts of total installed capacity by 2060. That is why the theme of this year's forum, implementing the Nigeria Press Policy, facilitating local content development and manufacturing in the supply chains right here along our industrial corridors. Power, centralized, competitive agency under the able leadership of the MD for translating these policies into tangible impact across our communities, illuminating homes, empowering small businesses, and transforming lives in areas once left behind. Your Excellency, without the private sector, by three goals were clear. And that is why this forum was put over the next 2 days. Agreements with roadmap consolidated. More than $400 million in new investment commitments are being mobilized into Nigeria's renewable energy manufacturing value chain, recycling facilities. These investments are and reflect growing global unlock hack revolution. At hard cost, on this note, I open on behalf of President 2025. That neighbor, the promise will be kept. I want to assure Nigerians that there is silver lining at the end of the horizon. Our economy has turned the corner. It goes out to the pains that Nigerians are experiencing. But be rest assured that we have crossed the Rubicon and we are on a path to sustain growth and blessings. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We'll just hang on a while we invite the governors here present, the ambassadors, and the MD of the REA, those on the front row, to join you here for a photo session, a quick one. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you so very much. Just a quick announcement that to put all those right. Well, of course, we appreciate. Please be seated. This will take here. The next company would be the Rural Electrification Agency, an SNV, implemented by the Nigeria Solar Marketplace in the presence of the Dutch consulate. The next one is the Rural Electrification Agency, implemented by the Nigeria Solar Marketplace in the presence of the Dutch consulate, after which we'll have the Kano State and IRS. Where's my pen?
Yes.
Stand by. His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, has been represented here by Mr. They've signed their agreements. Thank you. So the MOUs have been signed. VP takes this. Your Excellencies, for those who have signed, Your Excellencies, thank you. The SMV of the Netherlands, SMV, sorry, SNV, yes, thank you.